Hello, this is TJ with the Trend Jumper Trading Strategy and netpicks.com. We have just finished our first week of May trading. This is one of my favorite times of year to trade, especially the Russell E-mini. For whatever reason, I've learned this over the years that the Russell E-mini just catches fire the moment May begins, the moment May starts. And so I thought I'd walk through the week, and then we'll look at how today finished. Non-farm payroll, very strong day on all our favorite markets pretty much. So let's take a close look. We'll start Monday, May 2nd, and take a look at our Russell 1-point momentum bar. This is a very unique trade plan because it only focuses on one type of trend jumper setup, which is called the crossover trade, and it shows up in cyan. It's a very simple chart to learn because you don't have all the other setups to think about. It's very effective, and it's pretty much a momentum play. It detects shifts in momentum. All right, so we start right at 9:30. We do not try to get in sync with an earlier trade. We look for a fresh setup, and then we try to get our power of quitting goals, which is basically a target 2 winner. Okay, and we try to do that as quickly as we can. So here we are, the first trade of the day, and you'll see it's 30 seconds into the session, right at 9:30. Very straightforward trade. You got your short, little plus sign's your entry. It's below the bar, that means you're going short. We have our momentum indicator starting to pull down. And of course, it sets up below our jump line, the green dotted line. The jump line is this amazing momentum indicator, if you don't know by now. And it tells us pretty much the balance point between buyers and sellers. And it's a moving line. It's adjusting with each bar. So it gets short. You got the entire trade laid out for you. We're going from 1131.4 to 1129.7. Once we get to the first target, we look to move our stop from here down to here and take the risk off the trade by locking in 1 tick of profit. Okay, so let's just see what happens. First trade of the day, takes a little time to get going. You'll see it crashes down, and in no time at all, I mean literally 5 minutes later, we are out of that trade with our first position, and we could trail the jump line with the second position. And it goes down, and ultimately he's going to stop out right around here. So that first trade was good for 17 ticks. It's $170 and a little bit more on the trailer. So a nice profitable session, $170 per contract. And then, of course, we trail the jump line. So when the price moves above, a couple ticks above that jump line, we are going to be getting out of that trade. A little bit above 1129.2. And by the way, we're finished with our Russell E-mini trading. This is what we call one and done. Let's see what happens on Tuesday. So here we are on the 3rd, Tuesday the 3rd, and there's this winning trade here, but notice it's before our start time, and we're not interested in anything before our start time. We get another short setup right here. Now, we don't care if the market goes up or down. We just want it to go, and that's what I love about May. For whatever reason, the Russell just tends to, whether it's going up or down, produce winning trade after winning trade. So here we go, 1126.7 is our short. We're going to 1125 even, big round number, big key level, and it has no problem whatsoever getting to that target perfectly. And of course, the price bounces. Notice it hit 124.9, bounces right off that key level and stabs right back up. Now remember, we're moving our stop from here to here once we hit target 1. So this trade hits the full target. We get the 17 tick profit, $170, and the trailer is going to stop out with only 1 tick, and that's the end of this trade. But we're one and done, and we're literally finished in 3 minutes. That's a nice work day. Let's see what happens on Wednesday. Okay, so once again, we have a pre-market setup that we're not interested in. We stay disciplined. We wait until 9:30, and again, we're going to get another short trade right here at 9:41, well, basically 9:42. And this one triggers in and quickly moves up and stops out. Yes, it's true, not every trade wins. We have no control over that. But we don't have to win every trade to have an incredibly successful trading business. We just have to stick to our plan. So we're still looking to get positive. Okay, that trade, by the way, went from 1113.7 to 1115.1. So it lost 14 ticks, $140 per contract. Then we get another trade, and it's a long, and you could already see how it zooms up, hits the full target. And by the way, that went from 948, hitting the target in less than 2 minutes. And that's good for $170. So you're already positive. And then you could trail the jump line higher and higher and higher all the way up to here. And that stopped out at 1121.2. So 1115.2 to 1121.2, that's 6 points. That's a $600 move, plus the $170 on the first position of that target, that second target. Are you willing to trade through a loss in order to get to a winner like this? That's what trading is. So this session ends very strong. In fact, even with this losing trade so far this week, this is the most profitable session. Let's see what happens on Thursday. So Thursday started off as our choppiest session, but let's see what happens. You can see that our two EMAs, our 50 and our 200, and our momentum lines are very close to each other. And that usually is a warning sign that we're going to get some choppy price action. Usually there's some sort of market consolidation taking place, maybe on a higher time frame. You can kind of see it going across the chart here. This is what I call the pregnant snake formation. That's where you got all this chop with a false breakout one way, false breakout another way, and then right back into the middle here. Whether it's a pregnant snake or a snake that just ate a big cow or something, you could see the big bulge right there. And these are difficult, but ultimately choppy, tight consolidations lead to breakout moves and nice trending moves. So we just have to stick to our guns and realize sometimes we're going to lose a trade or two, but if we just stick with this trade plan, it has continued to prove itself over the years. So, you know, what are we to do but just do our business, right? It's just another transaction. That's how I look at it. So what happens? There's this trade right here, but it's at 9:30, but notice it never touches the entry. And so that cancels. Then you have a long trade right here, and this is what we call ping-ponging. It's when the lines are really tight, okay? And we just have to stay in sequence. This particular trade, unfortunately, will trigger in right here. It would have canceled when this bar closed, but it triggered in first. But then it's going to flip around to short on the next bar. So this is a losing trade, although it's, you know, turns right around to a nice winning trade. And so let's just take a look at it. It goes from 1115.7 to 1114. Okay, because these are 1 point momentum bars, all these trades have this favorable risk-reward ratio built into it. So while this trade loses 14 ticks, this target to winner goes from 1114.2 to 1112.5. It's going to win 17 ticks. So you're instantly positive from the one loser to the one winner, and then you could just trail the jump line. But the jump line doesn't go that far. It ultimately stops out for a few ticks. And this ends up being all there is. Unless you have two positions, then you have to take one more trade. And you get this winner here. This time a long trade, which stabs up, hits the money management. The stop moves up to here. That holds, and then it pushes through to a full target winner. And then ultimately it's going to trail up. Where does it stop out? It doesn't stop out till up here, based on how we trail. So a nice winner. So 2 out of 3, again, and a good result for Thursday. So how did today finish? Friday, non-farm payroll. Let's take a look. All right, so we're looking for 9:30, 9:04. Still not there yet. Missed a nice move, but that's okay. Real strong move. Look at that. But no trades until here. And ultimately, this becomes a short trade. And it comes down, it hits money management, and then stabs back up, and it's going to stop out for 1 tick. All right, sometimes that's the way it works. So now we're waiting for another trade, and it doesn't come until here, 10:04. And that one doesn't trigger in until this bar. Takes a few bars, but ultimately triggers in. It doesn't cancel because of the rules of the strategy. And that one's going to come up, and it's going to miss. And this trade turns into a losing trade. It stops out right here. So far we have a break-even trade, or 1 tick, a losing trade, which loses the 14 ticks right here, and now we have to take another trade to get to our goals, and we get a short trade right here at 10:15. And it goes short, takes a little heat, comes up, but the stop is well placed. You can even adjust it up a little higher above this little bar to the left, but it ends up not being necessary because this one's going to stab down, hit the full target. Remember, this one loses 14, this one gains 17, and then trails down, down, ultimately to here, and then stops out. So again, 3 trades, but our power of quitting goals are reached, a 5th winning session in a row, and a very profitable first week in May. And we're really looking forward to the rest of the year, because this usually signifies the time of year when our Russell E-mini trades produce really strong results pretty consistently.